he will be called upon yet again to save the world.
Hi, guys.
What motivated you to make this movie, the A.B. and the Films movie?
The A.B. and the Films movie was actually something I've been wanting to do for the last year and a half. And when the show went off the air, I did the show for 9 years, and when the show went off the air, I wanted to do a hour-and-a-half long movie. Now, the original idea for it was going to be similar to what we were going to do for the Heavy Duty movie, which never got made, which was going to be myself wanting to learn more about the films and learning more about the movies. And then when the show ended in 2000 or 2020, I started thinking, you know what, instead of doing this hour-and-a-half long movie with a script and a story, why don't I just do what the TV show was? And that was turn the camera on and let me just talk about the movies I made rather than the movies that I've seen. And I thought that's a good idea for a feature film and also a different finale for the movie. And that's where the A.B. and the Films movie came from.
You were pretty candid about a lot of things in that movie.
Yeah, I was. A lot of stuff in the A.B. and the Films movie I never spoke with to anyone, not even my parents. During the 9th season, I had that experience happen to me, where I opened up to Catholicism and all of that. And I've been a Catholic my whole life, but I never practiced it. So it was during the 9th season, which was supposed to be the final season anyway, where that happened to me. And even in the finale, you know, I talk about a lot about. I mean, The Chosen was the last episode that I did, which is a show about Jesus. So the theme really for the movie was don't get caught up in what you're doing on Earth, but what are you doing all this for? You know, don't just do it blindsided. You know, you got it. There's a purpose for why you're doing this. You have to figure out what the purpose is, and that was the theme of the movie. Because if you watch the movie very carefully, and again, it's not doing too well as the Man and Dog 30th Anniversary did.
Yeah.
But I kind of knew that going in. Yeah. I kind of knew that.
Yeah.
But the theme of the movie is, you know, more adult themes, I would say.
Yeah.
You know, because there was a lot of stuff I could have talked about in this movie as well. There was a lot of other stuff I could have talked about, but I decided not to. Basically, the theme is, you know, if you put God first, you can pretty much do anything you want. Instead of trapping yourself.
Yeah.
So.
Another big thing fans asked me, and I had this question myself, can you explain the ending? And more specifically, what exactly did you see?
Butter 003 had that question.
Yup, that was
that's what
question.
Yeah, that's what I thought he had. So I thought I spelled it out actually when I did that last shot in the movie. That was the one shot, because the movie went through a lot of different drafts. Even in the early stages of making the movie, I had an outline of how I wanted the movie to go. The movie always ended with me turning around, seeing this light, hearing that song, "Stay Alive." I don't know the guy that sings it, but it's from the movie.
Yeah, I think it's The Secret Life of Walter. That was a really good movie. I didn't see it, but I heard a lot of rave reviews about it.
Yeah, I didn't see it either, but I heard that song about a year ago, and I really, really liked it. And it was that song was used for a slideshow of someone who did see Jesus. And I thought, oh, that really fits. That works out well. And I thought, well, I had an experience like that. What if I literally see Jesus and I run out and the camera pans to that picture that I have of him reaching his hand out saying, you know, you're drowning, here's my hand. That was always supposed to be the ending of the movie. The rest of the movie, I didn't know what it was going to be. But that was the ending for the movie the entire time.
Hi, guys.
Is there anything else you would like to say to people about the A.B. and the Films movie?
Yeah, I'm sorry the A.B. and the Films movie premiered at 2 o'clock in the morning when everybody was obviously wide awake.
Me and Dale, me and another friend of mine were the only ones up that night watching the movie. Like, look, I saw the whole thing in my bed from like 2 in the morning until like 3:30 at night.
You didn't have popcorn with you?
Nah. my stomach will be bothering me the next day.
Movie theater experience in your bed. That's new.
I mean, hey, you know, we can watch a movie at any time.
That's
so
true. That's true. Yeah,
no set deadlines by newspapers or the internet.
Yeah,
so.
I'm still all in favor of giving everybody the movie theater experience because I hate the stream. Even though everybody obviously is streaming it, I don't like streaming. I'm old-fashioned. You know, I'd rather. One of these days, I'm going to give them the VHS experience. One of these days, I'm going to do that.
Didn't we do that with 4.0?
No, that was the TV broadcast experience. We're going to give them a VHS experience at some point.
Yeah, what, with an actual VHS camera?
Probably. I don't know.
The next big movie that you're working on is 2004.
Yes.
We all saw the trailer for it. It actually looks...
Which trailer?
Well, both trailers. So the one that you released all in a year, and the one that you released literally, I think, like a couple days after the AB in the Films movie.
Yeah.
We all know it's going to be a psychological thriller about
Yes.
movies, movie trailers, music, all those things. But can you give us a little bit more context as to what the movie's about?
The movie is a psychological thriller about where my head was when I was 11 years old, which was in the year 2004. This was a psychological thing in my head that I've had for 18 years now. And it's funny, you know, this was something I was going to do on the AB in the Film show in the last season. If you watch the episode, and it was towards the end of the series, I think it was the top 10 creepy movie trailers from childhood.
Yeah.
That episode, and even during that episode, in the prologue of that, I talk about, I want to talk about 2004, but I'll save that for another review, and I never ended up doing it. And I was going to do it, but a lot of things that were happening in my life, I just couldn't find the willpower to talk about it or to do it, and I ended up doing the Monsters review instead. And then the show ended. And this was an idea that really wasn't meant for an AB in the Films episode. The more I realized, like, this went on and on and on, and I'm like, oh, this sounds like a feature-length film or something. But the problem with it is, I don't know exactly how I'm going to tell it with the subconscious in mind and the psychological aspect in mind and all that, because it's very hard to explain to people where my head was and what I was experiencing, because it really is a subconscious thing. Now, that can be done. Christopher Nolan did it in Inception.
Yeah, Inception was a really trippy movie for those who haven't checked it out.
So the idea of the subconscious and what it does to you can be done in a film. But with that movie, that's not a psychological thriller, and it's not... Again, they do a lot of explaining in that movie. I don't want to do a lot of explaining in this.
You want to let the visuals tell for themselves,
and
right?
that's exactly what the trailers do. That's what the trailers did. And I'm going to talk a little bit about what I liked about them, but also the horrifying aspects of how much I was exposed to. Because as an 11-year-old boy, being exposed to certain things like that probably wasn't the best idea, and I had unlimited access to it. And I didn't realize that there were not only pros to that, but there were cons to that as well. And I think that's an interesting idea for a film that, like, anyone who loves movies in general, I think would like that and also appreciate what movie trailers did back then. Because movie trailers today, I don't think do the same thing that they did 20 years ago. And also, it's going to be interesting to see, again, you know, one of the taglines for this movie is before YouTube, there was tube time. Because remember, this is 2004. There was no YouTube then.
No.
There wasn't. So the only way you could watch movie trailers at that time was on Comcast On Demand, or even if I went on the internet, it was YahooMovies.com.
Mm-hmm.
Like you couldn't just go to YouTube and watch a trailer.
Like we all do now.
Or you went to the movies and you saw the movie trailers. That was the only other way you could see the previews. But again, 2004 is going to be a great movie. It's obviously going to be rated R, but it has things in that, maybe it'll be PG-13, I don't know, but it will have. It's not going to be just a horror movie, because there were some good things in 2004 as well. I mean, you can name a couple movies that were great in 2004.
Shrek 2, for example.
Yes, there were a lot of kid movies that came out in the year 2004. We had Shrek 2, we had Harry Potter 3, Spider-Man 2, the SpongeBob SquarePants movie.
Yep.
We had a lot of great movies, but we also had a lot of dark movies. We had The Village, we had The Forgotten, we had Seed of Chucky. That was a big one. Mm-hmm. We had Saw. We had a lot of horror movies that year. And I'm not talking about the movies themselves, I'm talking about the trailers alone. And that is the process of what I want to get to in this movie.
That's going to be an interesting watch, 2004.
Oh yeah, it's going to be very interesting. It's probably going to give some of the little kids nightmares.
Yeah.
Is this movie going to be rated R? I don't know. I don't think so, because it's me judging movie trailers, but some of these images are going to creep people out. I don't know.
Yeah. I just had another question that popped in my head, but this. Oh yeah, I forgot. How long do you think the movie is going to be?
2004?
Yeah.
Like an hour and a half.
Ah, okay.
Something like that.
Now, for future projects, is there anything that you can tell us about any future projects that you have in your head as of the moment?
Oh yeah, we got Man and Dog 5.0 coming up. Don't forget about that.
Yep.
We got 5.0. We got a teaser ready to go for that.
Yeah, we actually created a teaser for it.
Yeah.
It's just a matter of us receiving the go-ahead from management to be like, okay, we're going to be open for Christmas.
Yep.
Let's get ready here. So
yeah, we have the teaser ready to go, and the teaser was actually going to premiere before the AV in the Films movie. I decided to hold it back because at the last minute, management was telling me we're not sure about. I'm 99% sure we're going to be open for Christmas.
I believe them,
but they still didn't confirm it. So if we release a teaser and then they decide not to do it, we're in trouble. So
yeah.
we held the teaser back. We still have the teaser, but I'm gonna wait. Maybe it'll come out for 2004. I don't know.
Yeah.
Because by then we'll know.
Yeah, and I don't want to give too much away because, spoilers or whatever, but we just came up with a lot of great ideas as to what we can do for Christmas with these guys.
Oh, we got tons of ideas. It's gonna be great.
Yeah, but the one obvious thing we definitely want to do for 5.0 is get some of the stuff that we haven't finished for the Man Dog 30th anniversary movie in this project.
Yeah, we got a few things.
Yeah, like for example, we got to get the banjo refurbished.
Mm-hmm.
Ian mentioned in the commentary that he can fiberglass and that he can get that little train model brand new again. All that typical stuff.
And we got a lot of things happening with the rides coming up. I don't want to give that away because I already got confirmation from the owner that we're going to be doing stuff. So this is going to be a lot of fun.
Yeah, this is going to be a fun time. Now, if given a green light, when can we anticipate, I know it may sound like a stupid question, but do we anticipate 5.0 to be released around Thanksgiving?
Oh yeah, Thanksgiving. That's when it's coming out.
Yeah, hopefully it won't be like 5.0.
No, 4.0. It's not going to be like 4.0. No, it's not going to be delayed. It's going to be done ahead of time. We're going to get it done. So.
Yeah. In addition, is there any more Man and Dog videos coming besides 5.0?
Well, we got 5.0. We got to do it one at a time. I mean, right now, 5.0 is coming out next summer. I don't know what we're going to do next summer, but as far as this year goes, we're definitely going to have 5.0. And I was thinking, again, one of my future ideas was, and again, I don't know if we're going to do this. I'm just toying with the idea. I might do a New Year's Eve special. Might do that. I can't confirm that, but I'm thinking about it. I'm trying to get some ideas for a New Year's special. Not necessarily a Man and Dog New Year's special, but an Actors 317 New Year's special. So we'll see what happens. I don't know, but we'll see.
Yeah.
And I also have a new movie coming out next summer, which I will not reveal the name of, but you're starring in it, by the way.
Yes, that is truly.
You're the star. You're the star in it, by the way. We talked about this a couple days ago, I think.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're the star of this new movie coming out next year, and it's your time to shine, man. You're gonna do great in this movie. Trust me, you're gonna be great.
We're gonna start filming for that. Not right now, obviously, because the weather's getting cold.
No,
but,
probably in March. We'll probably shoot it or something.
Yeah, probably. Yeah, and then once a certain object opens, we probably might get started.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to bring up or mention?
Nope, that's about it for now, actually.
Yeah, so, this is basically the update for what's going on with Actors 317 and beyond for, the next 3 months and beyond. The Films movie is live. 2004 is coming out very soon, sometime this fall. 5.0, we're planning on doing the video. We don't, like I said, it's always a last minute call by management, but once we get the confirmation, we can finally get things rolling with that. And we also got another movie coming out this summer, which again, we don't want to mention, but it's going to be starred by yours truly.
Oh, yeah.
So, lots of great stuff coming up. I think that's pretty much it for this movie. I hope the fans enjoy all the content that's coming up. Actually, there's one last thing I want to ask. Is there any VHS treasures coming out? Andrew Sings videos, all that coming out?
Yeah, there is. There's definitely more VHS treasures that we do have already. We have a fan. There's a fan that has a bunch of videotapes, and he's thinking of sending them over. I don't know if he's going to or not, but that's up to him. But I do have, I think, about like 5 or 6 more in the can that we have yet to release. We're probably going to release them next summer because I like releasing them over the summer.
Yeah, the VHS treasures is like a summer thing.
That's a summer thing. And then I think
this year's VHS treasures was interesting because Ian McGill sent us a lot of stuff.
Yeah, he had a lot of good stuff.
I think my personal favorite was the local television commercials because a lot of those commercials that you see are seen nationally. But the one, I forget what it is, but
the Steel Pier one, right?
It has a Steel Pier commercial, the commercial for Dinosaur Beach, the 76ers commercial, the PSA training videos by the Coast Guard, and all these. These are stuff no one has seen, and even for people that have seen it, it's been years.
I mean, the Live Aid stuff was my favorite. I mean,
the Live Aid was awesome.
All the 1980s commercials. I mean, when I took that VHS tape and I was transferring it over to DVD, I actually have a story about that, by the way. So, on that VHS tape, he had, by the way, that tape was about 6 hours long. It was a 6-hour tape. Now, on that tape was Ian's parents' wedding tape, okay?
Oh.
And so obviously they recorded Live Aid on it in the 80s, and then I guess later on when his parents got married, they taped over it with that. Well, here's the problem. Because the tape is so old, when I was rewinding it, the tape stopped, and the actual tape inside the cassette rolled off the reel, and it was going like this on to one side of the reel. So I panicked, took it out. Not so much about like, oh, what are we going to do? The tape's ruined. So I had to literally take the tape with a little screwdriver, undo the cassette, take it apart, take the reel. I felt like I was a projectionist. Take the reel and wrap it around the other one, and then close it up, and then play it. And I was able to save the cassette. And I saved all the footage too.
Did you tell Ian about this?
I didn't tell him about that. Didn't tell anybody. This is the first time I'm ever talking about it.
Oh my God.
But I was able to save the tape. Yeah. I was freaking out about that. But no, it took an hour and a half, but I was able to save it.
Man, if Ian was sitting here, he'll be like...
We were able to save his parents' wedding tape and also...
Live Aid.
Live Aid and Lionel Richie selling Pepsi products in the 80s.
You should actually, now that you mention it, that should be a commercial for 5.0.
What?
Have Lionel Richie sell Pepsi products, just like the Wonder Bear with the Pepsi.
What, take some of the 80s Pepsi things and put them in there?
Shit.
We were like CGI the Wonder Bear in there dancing around. We could do that.
Yeah.
We could do that. We could try.
CGI? We don't know much about CGI.
We'll get a green screen. We'll figure it out. We get Google how to do it.
Yeah. Is there anything else that you want to bring up?
Yeah, there's going to be more Andrew Sings videos in the future too. I don't know what of, but I'm not really.
Yeah, the one video that you
there with that.
The one video that you posted, it was Thunderstruck and We Salute You.
Yeah. I'm really into AC/DC.
Yeah.
This summer,
the way you were singing it. Oh my God.
That's my Brian Johnson impression.
I compared your singing to Toad from the Super Mario Brothers Super Show.
Yeah, the Nostalgia Critic talks about that, and I get it. I do get it, because he does an impression of Toad.
I mean, that was good. It was good, but it's just...
I mean, the thing about Bon Scott, the original singer for AC/DC, I mean, he actually had, not to discredit Brian Johnson, but his vocals were more like, okay, that was singing. Brian was just screaming it. Okay, and that's what I love about it.
Yeah. Is there any other singing videos besides AC/DC and Journey that you're hoping to do?
Nah, that's about it. I have like 1 or 2 stashed away in the vault somewhere that I'm probably going to release at some point. I don't know what they are. I haven't looked at them in a month. Because when I sit down and do Andrew Sings, I sit down and I record like 10 songs in a row, and then I release them like down the road. So it's like, that's usually what I do. Mm-hmm. So,
anything else you want to tell the fans?
No, that's about it for now, I think.
Yeah.